What's up, brothers and sisters? It's your brother G World 7 underscore D. Just chilling on this Saturday night, man. I did a little reading earlier, laid down, just chilling on this Saturday. But I want to give you a quick message, man. The other day I gave you a post, and I want you to continue to do your research from what I was talking about. I'm going to talk about even more about that. I got so much stuff I want to talk about, but I want to talk about the greatness of our people globally. But here in America, we have a rich and lustrous history, but unfortunately, some of our people, well, some people who look like us, let's put it that way, just think of us as just being coming from West African slaves, man. That Umar Johnson, Angel Ramirez Jordan, Cyrus who said these are idiots, man. And I said this over and over again. They're idiots, man. They have not studied anything about the black empires globally. Our people sailed around the world. They used boats, and in many instances, wooden ships, and sailed around the world. They knew, they knew how to read the stars. They knew the rays of the sun. They made maps and compasses. They did all that stuff, man. I just, it's just sickening to continue to hear these stupid idiots, man, tell you that we're not indigenous to the Americas. It's really sad. It really is sad. But they also tell you the educational system in this country sucks. But it's truly sad. You know, you can even study the black people of Australia, certain tribes there, still today will build boats to sail the seas to go fishing. So they had an ancient maritime culture. They still build boats today, and they hit the seas in Australia. You know, you had brothers sisters in the Pacific Island like Fiji and them, who built their little boats and everything. So that knowledge is very ancient. But in the ancient time, they used the seas as the ancient waterway. Instead of flying on planes like we do today, or some of us do, they used the seas to travel around the world. And they did this. It's just sad that you still got people like that idiot Angel Ramirez Jordan. Remember, his mother is a mixed Puerto Rican, his father is Jamaican. Telling us who the hell we are, man. Umar Johnson, who's Cuban. Sa Netta, who's Dominican. These clowns, man, they don't speak for our people. We're going to have to put a foot up in their ass, man. They don't speak for us. They're very disrespectful to our ancestors. They're very disrespectful for us. When it comes to us, they need to shut the hell up. Really. They're being disrespectful, but they're showing you what they're about, man. Very ignorant. There's just too much information. All the black tribes of Florida, all them black tribes there in the Carolinas, Virginia. Then you have the like Seneca up in New York. All these are Negroes, man. All these are Negroes. The Chippewa, the original Chippewa were Negroes, not these little fake ass white folks, these fake ass Eurasians, Mongoloid, uh, Caucasians, man. The real Chippewas, I showed this over before, had combed out afros, man, like the 1969 Jackson 5. These were Negroes. They were Negroes. I keep telling you this. You have to do this research. You can't Google this stuff. That's what Angel Ramirez Jordan does. He'll Google stuff and he'll throw it on his little webpage. And unfortunately, he has a nice number of people listen to him. They're being misinformed. And yeah, like I said before, you had the blind leading the blind. And he is really blinded with his Pan-African foolishness, man. You quote some of these old black historians, man, and many of them are wrong. All right. And I was reading them back the freaking 90s, man. Many of them were wrong. And the information they got was wrong. You know. But you gotta come to their grips to just realize the fact is that, you're gonna have to do that research yourself. You can't depend, because many of these black historians, these scholars have been bought off and paid for, or They just worry about getting their tenure at the university, at a particular university. I've stated this before. They care about getting their tenure, and that's all. Many of them don't know because white daddy didn't teach them that, or the Negro teachers didn't teach them anything because the white teacher that taught them didn't teach them nothing. You see, these fools have really done a great job of burying our history, but when you do real research, you'll find, you'll uncover it. And that's what something that Angel Ramirez Jordan has not done. He has not done that. You listen to that dude, he has not done that. And Umar Johnson sounds silly, man. I said before, he just says stuff and doesn't even make any sense. But he's been heavily indoctrinated, man, and don't know what the hell he talking about. Really don't. It's just totally, these idiots are totally dumbfounded about the great black civilizations here in America. It totally dumbfounded, man. It's got to be, man. Maybe I was fortunate to have educators in my family, to have access to information a lot of people did not have at my age that's coming up, that I've had all that information, had access to the information. I was able to do the research and put in the research. I want you, brothers and sisters, to do your research, but don't listen to these Pan-Africans, man. Our people were not landlocked. We're not West Africans. I repeat, we're not West Africans. Unfortunately, you get these Negro scholars who base everything on what these white folks tell them, and they always holler about DNA. We're not West Africans. You know, and I said this over and over again. We're descendant of the Aboriginal blacks that were here, and we're descendant of the black Moorish blacks. Some of them came over here willingly. Some of them here were exported out of Europe, forced out of Europe. That's who we are, but the ignorance of some of our people, man, no matter what you tell them, they want to be African slaves. Once you learn the true history of our people, what is now called the forbidden histories, because really the forbidden history is forbidden for you to even know this information because it's been buried and destroyed or has been hidden. It's called the forbidden histories. The forbidden histories is our true history. But see, when you listen to people who just want to throw out little phases, or they go do a quick little, like I said, Google search, or they'll just read the local newspaper. That's how they get the information out, bro. You're going to have to do real research. And in some instances, it's going to come out of your pocket. I mean, you're going to have to pay money to do real research because these people are master deceivers, and they've done an exceptional job of lying to us. And you hear that with Angel Ramirez Jordan. You hear that with Umar Johnson. You hear that with Cyrus Udinseti. You hear that with Sa Neter and the Amon Ra Squad. Those are clowns, man. I don't, when I even listen to them and the things they say, there were no black people here before slavery. All you got to do is look at the Olmecs, or the Aztecs, or the high priest and priestesses of the Maya, the Wara, the Moshe, the Chickasaw, the Choctaw. Like I said, the Seneca Indians earlier. All you had to do is look at them. Those are Negroes. So when the things that they're telling you is they either just getting outdated information or they're just flat out ignorant, man. And I believe it's both. I really do. And it's just, it is so sad. These fools don't expect you to do no reading. The old saying, if you want to hide something from a black person, put it in the book. These fools don't expect you to do your own research, your own reading. Don't think people read. Well, a lot of people don't, unfortunately, but some of us do. I know that these guys are clowns. I know that. They think that our people were just landlocked and we didn't have no knowledge. Our people sailed around the world. I've said this over and over, and I'm saying this again. Our people sailed around the world, traveled around the world. They traded with one another. Within the continent, or within America's continents, and out. And vice versa for people in Africa, people in the Pacific, and black people in Europe. There was constant movement. They weren't just stagnant in one area. Why do you see images of rabbits in Pharaoh Tutankhamun's stag hunt images? Rabbits are indigenous to no freaking Africa. All right? Why do you see a greyhound dog up in there? On many of the stag hunts you see in the Egyptian pharaohs. Greyhound dogs are natural to what you call England. I don't get it, man. It just, all you gotta do is when you do your research, not only you gotta hit the books and do your reading, but you also can look at things visually. Just look at things. Look at different architecture. How they're similar all over the place. It amazes me. It amazes me. How we've been so brainwashed by these white folks, man. So brainwashed. To hear people give you an argument and say that we're trying to erase our history by saying that we Aboriginal, Indigenous, Indians, whatever, of the Americas, that we denying our Africanness. Are you serious? Really? But this is the brainwashing that has been done to many melanated people. You have to understand, melanated people, indigenous people, are indigenous to this land. And then you get these niggers talking about, well, you got Indians in India and they're not black. The original people of India were freaking Negroes. And the original people in India, you see them off the coast of India in this place called Andaman Islands. We find these short, diminutive black folks with real thick, woolly hair. Then you have Australoid type of black folks there too, with their more looser hair. But these are Negroes. Any group of people in India has darker skin, they have black in them. There's some who are black or melanated people, but have been reclassified as white. Then others, like a lot of those Sikhs, are nothing but mulattoes. They've been mixed. There's some who look straight black, and others who just mixed. But they have color in them, but they've been heavily mixed. You have to study your damn history, man. You really have to study your damn history, man. You have Buddhist statues in the Americas. You have image of the Olmecs, big old large carved heads, not only in Mexico, but you also have it in Canada. You have that. You have brothers and sisters here in ancient America spoke Arabic and Hebraic. They spoke those languages. Here in the Americas. In other languages. So to be a simple-minded person, and you just think that we're just some African slaves, it's really sad. That's really sad. It's sad how ignorant these individuals are. And it should not be taken seriously. It needs to be seen as a joke that they really are. I said this over and over again. I'm going to say this again. Angel Ramirez Jordan and Umar Johnson and Sarah Suden Shetty are like the Three Stooges. And instead of saying see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, when it comes to truth, see no truth, hear no truth, and don't speak on any truth. That's what these clowns are about, man. I just can't take them anymore. I really can't. They are a problem in our community. They are a serious problem. And unfortunately, we have been so open-minded in our community, Aboriginal Black Americans, that we allow outsiders to come amongst us, even people of melanated skin but of foreign background, and all they've done is to come in and cause mass confusion. So we got to put an end to this, man. We don't let these idiots speak for us. And these clowns want to be Africa so bad. Go to Africa, please. Get your ticket and go there. Get your one-way ticket. One way. You go there and don't bring your black ass back here. Because we don't need you. We don't want you. Leave. This is our land. And anyone who's telling you that America is not your home or not your indigenous land is a traitor and an enemy. And it makes it even worse if they have dark skin. Because this was done to us before. People with dark skin betrayed us. Wake the hell up. G World.